All right, guys. Pretty good little jag there on the Ranger. Got it all somewhat cleaned up. I mean, best you can do with the conditions. Everything's so freaking buried and frozen to the ground, so got it cleaned up. Wanted to kind of show off these guys a little bit. This Husqvarna, kind of see. I think it's a, what is it? 26-inch handle, forestry axe. Little animal. What a wonderful little tool. I bought this like 2 years ago. I think it was $50 off eBay or something like that. I said, well, I'll try it as a wedge pounder, you know, that type of deal. But absolute little animal. Great chopper. That's what I use in my shop to split up little chunks for kindling, stuff like that. And this guy, never experienced the double bit before, so I just went down to the hardware store. I think it's a Trooper, if I'm not mistaken. Vulcan on the handle. That's what I did all the splitting with. I mean, stuff split beautiful. Did have some punk at the bottom, so that can freaking go back. Couple slabs off of that still, I guess, but pretty much everything else got cleaned up. Figured I'd just slap it on there, and I'll come back this spring, get everything else dressed up. I see another piece or two there, but I'll be back up here. I'm gonna drop them Widowmakers there. And you know, there's a lot of stuff here that's got to be at least dropped and go back into the ground a little bit. But I know there's a lot more firewood that way. We're gonna have a lot more content on this. Just all depends on how this goes over. But like I said, I wasn't really done, but I've got Christmas with the in-laws today, so I'm going to throw this stuff into the wheeler here. Lock it all up good, and we'll head back down the hill and we'll see if anything interesting happens. Hopefully I don't lose nothing. Finger over the lens again, sorry about that. So this is all recorded obviously the same day, but we'll see what people think of it, and if you guys enjoy it, we'll do more of it. And like I said, either way I'm gonna look into editing software. But for the time, I just want to know what the interest level is in it. There's a lot of this stuff I can record. It's just so much of a hassle at times. I like to just go out, enjoy it, get it done, and move on. Then the leisure time obviously used to be farming sim in the afternoon type of deal, but now I like sitting down, having a couple cold ones and relaxing. So, like I said, we're gonna hopefully be getting back into it. I know Sirius wanted to do some last night, but I think he was getting home around 11 o'clock, and that just don't work out for me anymore. Early to bed, early to rise type of guy. Only really did that night deal there because I was working nights back when I was younger and didn't have a choice in the matter. So but like I said, that content is still gonna be coming eventually when I get a little bit of time. See how wide this is. We're basically in a washout here, so I'm riding both the walls. The belly would be good for the DRZ, but no, probably not. There's a lot of rocks down there, I see. I don't think the old hand gimbal's doing all that good, to be honest with y'all. Oh. Well, I know I got some true diehards on the channel if they if they enjoy this. I don't really know how I would fix mount my camera in here unless I did the GoPro, but I think that has the same issue that I've got with this this iPhone, the zoom. It's almost like a 2x. So when you're really close, I know it says 1x on the freaking screen right now, but when you're really close to anything like first person point of view here, I basically got the phone right next to my face, and it's basically showing the top of my hand and the steering wheel. I guess there's not really much peripheral vision with it, but like I said, it's getting content out there for you also. Make sure my axes are still back there. This was kind of where I was kind of worried. We're at quite an angle here. As you can see, the bank is literally we're in the belly with one side and riding the edge with the other, so but yeah, I always like coming back here. Beautiful property we have. It was logged by my great uncle for quite a few years, and he's getting older, so she's been growing pretty quickly now. So I think he draw a lot of firewood off of it. Got a lot of beech and oak. Oh yeah, definitely end up catching that. Oh yeah. Thank God for roofs. I put the lift kit on this to save my quarter panels because I ended up destroying one quarter panel on the driver's side, which was $600 something. So I said, well, I'm gonna raise this thing up that way I don't get the quarter panels anymore. Now raising it up, I think I think everything else gets beat up between being so freaking wide and being so tall. I think this is a I forgot what it is. Might be the Sada 6-inch. I don't remember what name it is. Sada 6-inch lift or something like that. So, been a great buy. I mean, I have had a lot of issues with. Right now, I've got three input shafts. What do you call it? The boots are ripped on it right now. I've already put 2 on it. I haven't had a boot rip again, but the original boots that came with the Rhino 2 Plus, their 0.20 axles. The new design boots haven't ripped yet. They're like almost like a polymer, which I was kind of worried about at first, but they've outlasted the rubber so far. So we're gonna get onto the main drag here, head her home, and get the shop nice and warm again. Like I said, I basically hooked this all up. Late in the year after we had snow. Didn't realize I'd be burning wood, so alright, we'll end her there, guys. Let me me know in the comments below if you enjoy it. We'll see you next time. God bless.